Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report that smells a little like burnt popcorn, promising on the outside but maybe a little stale on the inside. We're taking a look at Spruce Biosciences' latest filing. They're a company trying to make a name for itself in the world of specialized medicines. Before we get started, if you appreciate simple explanations of complicated company reports, hit that subscribe button. Also, join our Discord community linked in the description below to discuss all things corp. This is an 8K filing, which is basically a company's way of saying, hey, something important happened and we need to tell everyone right away. This particular report highlights their financial results for the first 3 months of 2025 and gives a general business update. It looks like the clock might be running out for Spruce. This report is dated May 6, 2025. That means we're getting a look at information that was considered important as of that date. This isn't ancient history, but it's good to remember that things might have changed since then. The most important part of this report is something called Item 202. This section will give us a peek into how Spruce Biosciences is actually doing as a business. We'll get to see the numbers behind the company's performance and see if they're making money or losing it. The company is trying to explain how it's doing through its press release. We are going to decode the press release in this video and see how Spruce is really doing. The company's press release is attached to the report, which details their financial results for the first quarter of 2025. Let's see if we can find the key takeaways and what they really mean. Sometimes press releases can hide the real story. They only show you the good parts while sometimes failing to address the bad parts. Unfortunately, there is no detailed financial statements available. Let's try to dive deep into the press release itself. The very first statement is that the company is winding down its operations, which means it is closing down. It plans to explore strategic alternatives, which is code for we want someone to buy us. The report states that Spruce expects its existing cash to fund operations into the third quarter of 2025. However, due to the wind-down activities, the company has reduced its workforce to 14 employees. These are very important points. Spruce cites their reason for closure to the need for additional capital or more money. They need more money to continue operating, but they don't have access to that money. This is the fundamental problem of a business winding down. Spruce mentions that it was looking for other ways to get cash to fund the business. It looks like those ways did not work out. The press release mentions the company is exploring a sale. Basically, it wants to sell itself to someone else who will find value in their operations. A sale means they run out of money and can't keep the business running on their own. The remaining workforce will focus on closing down studies. They also need to keep the lights on to explore a potential sale. A conference call happened on May 6, 2025. This is where executives discuss these results. Unfortunately, there are no available highlights from the call. The market had a negative reaction to this report. Finally, the document is signed by Samir Gharri, President and Chief Financial Officer. This signature basically says he stands behind the accuracy of the information in the report. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Spruce Biosciences seems to be in a tough spot. The company is winding down operations or closing down. They are in active search for a strategic alternative, a phrase often used when the company is looking for a buyer. In simpler terms, they are looking to be purchased by another company. The fundamental problem is that the company has run out of funding to keep running their operations. All the risk that stands out is simply the company's ability to continue as a business. There is a possibility that another company might see value in Spruce's remaining assets or intellectual property and decide to acquire them. However, this is all very uncertain. At this point, Spruce Biosciences is clearly facing some major challenges. Alright, that's our breakdown of Spruce Biosciences' latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.